Here I am, Leon C., aka Morpheus, and you are now listening to the Academy of Wow Men. And here today, I got another great audio for you. If you notice, sometimes I am taking 2 days off, or maybe a day, or maybe 3 days in between my creations of the studies that I have to give you here. That's because I've been spending a lot of time with my girls. That's what I do every now and then. I got 3 companions. And it's not like I can't do it. It's not that they keep me from my tasks or my job or the things I do around the house. And what I mean by job is jobs. Jobs that I come up with according to my business. That's not what it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's not what it is. No, I'm usually going to be on and off because I have other things to do. Teaching you is important. Yes, it's vital to me. I enjoy doing that. Okay? And I will never regret that. But speaking about them, I'm doing something again very unique, and I'm going to answer some questions. And in the answers is going to be the study, and it's going to be the revelations that we are all seeking for, and especially if you are a senior here in the Academy of Wow Men. Okay? So the first question I'm going to answer is, someone asked me this: Leon C., you say that marriage is a bad thing, but you're not clearly being very specific when you, sir, have 3 companions, and in your description, they are no different than your wives. Why are you telling everyone that marriage is bad and you are a red pill man, but yet you have 3 companions, which is 3 girls, which is also 3 females that you tell most men to be wary or to be cautious of? All right. I'm going to go ahead and explain this. Very simple, and it's fine. I accept your questions, and I also accept your opinions. That's fine if you're in the back of my classroom snoozing, because that's what you do. That happens. There's plenty of people who listen. No, you hear me, but you don't listen. In the end of marriage, first of all, yes, still don't get married. I don't condone marriage. No. The answer is no. It's still going to be no. And yes, I am still the RP provider, red pill man. I still comprehend the nature of women. The whole identity with dealing with the, you could say MGTOW or red pill, or being conscious and aware of the modern day woman, is to know how to avoid all the traps and snares that she puts before you. That's the whole idea. The whole idea is to make you aware. Just to talk, it's like this in the movie of The Matrix. Okay, I think it was Matrix 1. Okay? When you get the red pill knowledge and information, look at the scene when Neo was on top of the building. He was on the rooftop, in the very famous move that he did when he was dodging that bullet that came at him. Imagine red pill information giving you this type of talent, where when the modern day woman is trying to deceive you as a man and she's throwing negative bullets at you, she's trying to entrap you, she's trying to harm you, she's trying to affect your wallet and your financial abilities, you're going to be able to dodge them and duck. Does that mean that you are going to move? You don't necessarily have to. Does that mean you're going to transform to be this superhuman person? You don't really, not really. Does that mean you're going to hate her? No, you shouldn't. We don't teach misogamy over here. And It's not about monogamy. It's about protecting yourself. No, you're still going to be standing there. You're just dodging and you're able to avoid all the traps, thus remaining a man. That doesn't mean that you should not date. It don't mean that you should not treat women with respect. That doesn't mean that you should not be in a relationship. It gives you power and information to help you in a relationship where you can benefit and have the upper hand. That's what it's generally about. Okay. So just because you are appealed, that doesn't mean that you can't be in a relationship. You can still love women. If anything, it helps you to bond your relationship with women and understand them a lot deeper and better, so you can get a more premium result. You can get a more premium relationship out of it. You can find a more premium woman who is even more compatible for your newfound standards outside of the blue pill produced lifestyle that we are dealing with in the westernized world. See, the reality of it is, and another thing on that, on top of that, marriage, put on the end of it in America. Okay? Put on the end of it, America. When I say don't get married, yeah, don't do it completely. Okay, don't do it at all. If you can avoid it, don't. But you may have a better opportunity in another country. So when I say don't get married, I say don't get married at the end, here we go, in America, in the US, in the westernized world with the modern day woman, because you're going to get modern day BS. She's going to finesse you. She's going to flake on you. She's going to expect you to pay for her life. And she's not going to offer you anything in return. But the only thing that she can, let me stop. Her basic gift that she was born with as a child, which is the only thing that she can ever give you as an adult. Outside of that, it's all going to be based on you providing for her and her just constantly taking are coming to you and saying that she's the table, in which she's not. Okay? She's not the table. Not when you got to sacrifice your life for her. Not when she's expecting for you to be all the sixes all the way across the board. Not when she expects for you to be this high-ranking, high-value male, and then she expects for you to just accept her and say, well, I guess you are the table and I'm not a high value man, and whatever you want is what I deliver. It don't work like that. No. You as a man have to provide too much to play on her playground. Okay. When you better yourself as a man, when you have worked to be in a certain position in your life and you have principles, standards, and values, when you meet her, she has to play on your playground. She has to go by your standards and your rules that you have in place to keep your house, your finances, and your life in order. So therefore, you as a man, you are the table, and you are the one who she needs to seek after. She is not the one you need to seek after. Do you understand? But the westernized world wants you to think otherwise. The westernized, America specifically, and others, they want you to think that she's the most high ground, that you are to worship her, that however ratchet she is, however loud, however many kids that she have, whatever bad mistakes that she has, that you are automatically you should automatically just drop all your efforts, all your labor and your suffering and whatever finances that you have spent day and night to build over to her, because she's just generally a woman. It don't work like that. We're in a point of equality now, and it's free will across the board for both male and female. She has choice just like you as a male have choice. So therefore, being a woman is not enough. It's being the individual who's willing to provide or to do what is necessary to keep the relationship flowing. So if she's expecting you as a man to do all and everything, and she's not to do anything in return, you're in the bad relationship. And as a matter of fact, you are in the wrong country altogether in fishing for a woman in the wrong country, because that country, America, is not going back. They're not going back to traditional ways. They're not going to change. It's just going to get worse over the years. It's going to get worse. Jezebel is not going to get off of her high horse. She's not going to change. All you can do now is prepare for the downfall and pack your bags and fish somewhere else. Okay? So where I have gotten my girls, I told you before, and explain myself again, they're not American girls. They wasn't born and raised in America. Okay, they have higher values, they have higher perspectives, and they're very natural and they are very feminine. So therefore, with the opportunity that I have reached to be with these, with my ladies, okay, why would I turn them down? And they are exactly what I need and want for them to be. You know, this is once in a lifetime sort of ordeal. Not to say that I can't start all over again and continue, because I have the pick of the litter. I can pick and choose, but I was very careful. I won't say years before now, because I didn't know everything that I know now. I did not. I wasn't so sure. I wasn't always deep into understanding female nature. Just instinctively, I knew that I needed to go out of state. I knew I needed to leave the country in order to get a good woman who is virtuous, and she's not floating all over the internet trying to show her panty lines and how big her breast is. You got me? So if you have the opportunity to be with a girl or a woman, so to speak, you should do that, but you do that with your red pill lens. You still have to be careful, and you have to be wary that she's still a woman at the end of the day. But you still have the ability to at least survive and not put yourself in a trap situation. All right. And not only that, I explained this before, and I'm going to do it again. They knew a lot of the bad behaviors of American women way before they came over here. So this is the discussions that I have with them about the modern woman isn't a surprise to them. As a matter of fact, they're very disgusted. They're very disgusted. You know, they've even wanted to, once upon a time, create a YouTube channel on their own and start discuss some of the matters of the modern women, but they don't do social media. That's how natural they are. They don't do Instagram. They don't do Facebook. They don't do nothing. They don't do anything like that. You know, we stay, what do you call that? We're very organic. We're very manual, and we're very normal. There was a group that I said that I compare myself to, and I said the Quakers. I really meant the, who were them? I can't think of their name. I keep skipping it. I'm not going to find it. It's the individuals who still ride in horse and buggy today. They're fully clothed. Sometimes they wear a beard. You know who I'm talking about. You know, they reside sometimes on the country road, and they don't deal with a lot of electricity. They're very simple and to themselves. We're just like that. We're modern, but we're just like that in how we live and how we function. And our life is so much simple because of it. And they are very much feminine because of that. They're not poisoned from all the negative devices that America has to offer modern women. They're not deceived. Or if you really want to get a very good description of them, imagine them being the women before today, with all the technology, Instagram, Facebook, and all that, where they're still wearing, they still wear dresses or skirts every now and then if they consider themselves to be sexy. That's the extent of their sexy, is wearing a skirt. But they don't socialize with social media. They don't get involved with having girls' night out. They don't go and party and shake their things, because they have a sense of moral and honor. So, and especially with the feminist ideology that I can be like a man, equality and things like that, they don't care about that. They just want to be women. You know, they like they enjoy their nature and their position, and they don't mind relinquishing their trust in depending on a man to be a man, because it's just the way nature operates. And because of this, they survive. They're the chosen ones amongst every other girl that I have met or spent time with. And without me even motivating them or needing to tell them what they need to do to provide value in my life, they do that on their own. I don't have to ask them to do anything. They take care of that. They'll make sure everything at home is well. They make sure that I'm fed. They make sure that my gym equipment is together. They make sure that my papers in the office are folded and put away and organized. They make sure that. Sometimes I don't even have to do anything. And they do have a license and stuff as well. So they have free range to drive my cars if they want to. So there's times where I'll park the car out there on the street. And I told you about my driveway that I have. It leads all the way up to my house. Sometimes I'll just put the car keys on the table and one of my girls go out there and she'll just get in the car and she'll park it. See, that's not being a slave. And, the modern woman think that's being a slave or being submissive to a man. No, she's just providing whatever services that she can provide, because guess what? Guess what? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm providing whatever services that I can provide as well without them saying anything. Will I die for them? Certainly. Will I fight for them? Certainly. Will I protect them from all four seasons and everything that this world has to come at them? Definitely. Will I be by their side through thick and thin? You better be damn well sure. They don't have to ask me to do it. I'm going to do it. If they're hungry, they're going to be fed. If they need something provided or paid, it's going to be paid, because they are my girls. Not because it's an obligation. It's because I want to. And it's because that's what we do as a unit and as one. So everything that they do, it's because they want to do it. It's not because they're obligated. They want to do it. They put into this relationship and they keep themselves together as well. And we got a gym at home, a home gym. That's another beautiful thing about them. They love the home gym. They love the things that we have going on at home. They're not putting on skimpy yoga pants and leggings so everybody can see their cute little booties and their long, thick legs in the gym while they try to squat in front of a mirror. No, they do that at home where only I can see it. And you want to know what else? You want to know what else? What's awesome about it too? When she's working out and squatting and jumping and flipping, guess what? She's not doing it in front of a camera or a computer screen either. She's doing it in the exclusiveness and the privacy of our home, where all pleasure, all entertainment, all love, all gusto is at home. That's how natural they are. So why would I have overlooked this opportunity? And I told you this before, and I'm going to say it again. This isn't something that you can go in America and pluck off a tree. Hell no. These aren't girls that you can just assume that they're going to do this. No, you'll be hard pressed to find women who are actually natural like that and will apply herself just because she can. They do things because they can. Your average American woman don't do things because she can. She do it because she has to, and because she's getting something in return for her services. When's the last time somebody did something for you, not because they felt like they had to or they're obligated to do it? They did it because they wanted to see a smile on your face. They've done it because they cared so much about you. There are things when I go shopping with my girls, there are several things that I won't say forget. It may slip my mind, or I don't pay attention that it's on the shopping list or on my BlackBerry or something like that. And they will remember. And one of them would say, hey, hold on, I'll be back in a few minutes. And I'm like, okay, all right, where are you going? But okay, cool, be back in a few. She'll leave and she'll come back in 5 or 10 minutes, and she has her hand full of the stuff that I already had on the list that I just forgot about or just didn't get a chance to get to it yet. And the other girl will do the same. Oh, remember we need this for the house, and I know you like this, so you should get it. There was a time where, I'm going to tell you this. This is unique, and I'm going to go ahead and get on to the next question. This is what I really want to share with you. This one's awesome. This one, I think you're going to enjoy this one. Check this one out. They was doing some watching I think they call it home. I can't pronounce it. It's a home cooking show on TV or something like that. Some home cooking show. And they were trying out, looking at new recipes and what they may like, but they were more concerned about what I like. And so they got together. How I know is because they told me this, so I'm saying it now, but I'm gonna tell you how they did it. They got together and they started talking about some of the food that I usually eat and that I enjoy eating. And so on the Home Cooking Network, they start seeing other ways. Listen to this. They start seeing other ways to cook certain foods that I enjoy cooking. That I enjoy eating. Yeah, I cook too, but enjoy eating. And they didn't have to do that. It was already satisfactory. I enjoyed my salmon, my fish, other. I ain't gonna tell you all the stuff I eat. Just protein, vegetables. I enjoyed what I ate already, but they wanted to make it better to see if that's going to put a bigger smile on my face. So when we went to the store one day, they grabbed some of those ingredients, and I was asking them, say, hey, what are you getting that for? She said, oh, no, you'll like this. Another one was like, yeah, you should give it a try because it's something that we put together, but we'll see if you like it. And those were things I don't normally shop for. So I was thinking, okay, I trust them. We trust each other. So, hey, okay, I'll throw the ball out there, see what they do with it, right? And so we get home and they just go in the kitchen. They grab the bags and start putting the stuff away. Sit down and relax. You got paper to take care of. We'll be back. We're going to put some stuff together in the kitchen, and it's smelling all good in the house. I'm hearing the frying pan just going, sizzling in the background. Shh. And I see one of the girls shuffling and throwing the trash around and, throwing it away and moving around the kitchen, getting pots and pans. Two of them in front of one's in front of the oven. The other one's standing next to her, helping her cut the stuff up and going to the counter, chopping stuff. So I'm thinking, hey, what in the world are they up to? So when they was all said and done, now imagine when you're doing ingredients and put stuff together, sometimes you need instructions or a cookbook or something like that. They didn't have a cookbook. They didn't have their dumb phone on the counter trying to remember the ingredients. They remembered the ingredients. They put this stuff together for this type of fish that I like to eat with some greens on the side, and they just cut it up all elegant and what do you call that? Gourmet style. I was like, what is this? She said, they was like, I don't know if you might like this, but I think that you will. Try it like this time. One of them sat back and she folded her arms after licking her fingers. I wanted to, lick her lips. But anyhow, so I gave it a bite and tried a few bites. I said, wow, what is this? Said, oh, yeah, we put it together. We saw this on. That's when they told me the story of what they was planning. They didn't have to do that. Listen, they didn't have to. I'm a very simple man. Listen, they could have went into the freezer, got a piece of fish, cooked it really good, and add some seasoning and got this a combination of salad and lettuce and just threw it on a plate. I would have been okay. A good 5 or 10 minutes to throw that together. They can sit down, enjoy themselves, and whatever else that they do during the day. But they took the time to put this together. I didn't ask for it. Listen, there was no obligation. I wasn't paying the money. I didn't threaten them. I didn't say I was going to replace one of them or two of them or three of them if they didn't do. No. They did it because they wanted to. So with that is the same as everything in my world. With them, they seek to enhance me. Do you understand? They seek to make my work better. they seek to make whatever that I am doing, which is 100%, they make it 120%. So in return, it is not that I am obligated to do or to provide them anything if I don't want to and lose it all. I do it because I want to. The same thing. If I want to put it, because I want to see a smile on their face, so I'm going to do something to simply put a smile on their face, because seeing them happy makes me know that I have accomplished my mission, because it's something that I want to do. Same in reverse. You don't see that a lot in the American couples. Not a lot. You don't hear a lot about it. All you hear about is the divorce rate. All you hear is women talking about, I'm the table. You're going to have to provide me. And I don't want you if you're making $30,000, $40,000 a year. You need to be making no less than $70,000 a year. Please, I really want you at $300,000 a year. And then you ask them, okay, so what are you going to do for me in return? What am I going to do for suffering and being this dream man that almost every woman wants? What are you going to do in return? So, in a nutshell, sir, no. At the end of it, you put America. Do not get married in America. Don't get married possible ever. If you can possibly avoid it, and I'm sure you can, but not on America's soil, because it's not the way it used to be. It's everybody for themselves now. It's dog eat dog now. Most people are seeking what they can get out of the person, not what they can do for them. Do you understand? Everybody's looking for somebody to pay their bill, but they're not trying to provide anything in return. That's your key. Now, I can keep ranting on, but I don't want to do that right now. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put an indentation right here. And I'm going to merge this to something else that I've just noticed, in which I see a lot, especially with married men and men who have a one-nighted monogamous mindset. Okay? A lot of you men, especially America, I'm putting it like this. It's the men's fault. I would say 80% of the problems is men's fault. And I'm going to tell you how, before you lose your mind and get stupid. Okay? Because most men in America are modern men. What that means is, instead of men staying on their square and remaining vigilant on the behavior of women or their surroundings, a lot of those men have dropped off and became betas or white knight soldiers, or they're the ones who are throwing dollars at these girls in strip clubs. They're the ones who are giving emojis, pictures, and sexual text messages to girls who are selling themselves on the internet, or showing their body, or doing any type of OnlyFans pornography activity, because she knows who her audience is. Now, there may be a few women in the audience, but most of them are men who are promoting her to do that. They're paying these girls bills. Okay? And half of those guys are married men, because married men really are trapped down. They're really not as free as they claim to be, or they want to tell you that they are. Because oftentimes that flare of desire and lustful interest isn't going to last forever. But they'll lie to you, because behind their wife's back, because they have one-itis, they end up having mistresses, other women, or they have to pull out their OnlyFans account, where his wife don't understand or know where it's at or what he's doing, in order to get his rocks off. So there's some destruction involved in this. The destruction is that men are promoting women to behave the way that they are behaving. What I have done to get my 3 companions is really nothing that no other man can do. Of course, depending on what type of man that you are and where your mindset is and how you were raised, but we're not going to get into all that. But it is still possible to live a free life, to be at peace, to be at calm, and to explore your manhood and all the possibilities. But most men can't do that because they're short-minded. They're too busy praising trash instead of praising gold. So that's trashy mentality and gold-like mentality. Gold doesn't mean money or riches or financial wealth or any type of wealth. What I mean by gold is being with somebody who is premium, finding women who are top class, who are on the top shelf, who is well put together, who is classy, who have her mind on straight, who can support or apply something proper in his life. A lot of guys can't seem to get around their foolish vanilla sausage in order to see the greater possibilities that he can actually have. Because it's a now let's talk about this. It's a double-edged sword. It's one thing for a man to want a classy, clean, decent, virtuous woman, but yet on the other end, he's promoting 3 or 4ism. He's paying girls on OnlyFans. He's his husband who has several mistresses on the side. It don't operate like that. There are several partners across town in other states or other cities. It don't operate like that. You can't, a man, and there's plenty of people who would probably argue against this because they love to have their cake and eat it too. They love to do that. You don't, I'll put it like this. You don't deserve a virtuous, decent, clean, valuable woman if you're still messing with trash at the same time. You can't do that. You can't, some of you believe in God. I don't. But for you who do, think about this. You can't expect for the universe or God to give you a good wife or a good woman because anything can happen at any moment, right? You can't expect for God to do this because you think you're some high value bozo. But yet you still want to keep frolicking with 3 or 4 women, 3 or 4 types of women who's consistently the negative rebuttal of a society. One person who's a red pill man, they cannot promote or try to condone women to do what is right and what is good in relationships, but yet on the side they're condoning bad behavior and continuously poison the society. It don't work like that. You can't be a good husband or a good headstrong man and you got your life together and you have a good woman at home who's cooking and providing the necessities for you, but yet you're sitting in a strip club throwing $5 bills or dollar bills at other women, promoting them to destroy themselves and become the future backwash of the society eventually, because it's going to happen. And you see it all the time. We see in America the rise of single mothers. We see the rise of single women. We see women having their hot girl summers and their girls' night out and drinking and partying and having all kind of slinky links and men who jump in and out of her DM, and she's laying with them and frolicking with them on the low. This is being provided for by the men themselves, unless she's a lesbian. If she's a lesbian, maybe that's a different story. But most of her attention, most of her bad behavior, most of how she think is because of men. It's men are doing, let me take that back. No, childish boys are doing this. I'm gonna take another step forward. Let's go ahead and go into this. Let's go further with this. Sometimes all women want is attention. It's attention. To be praised, to be looked and sought after, to be considered as a worthy interest, and that is the general woman. So let's go ahead and tie this into what we're dealing with today, okay? With women seeking a certain type of man. He has to have a certain type of income, and he has to be only so tall and have these attributes that most women seek after. The problem is a lot of those men, those types of men. Have you ever heard the expression smash and dash? Or this expression that they'll say, well, I'll smash you, but I'm going to keep you long term. Here's the problem. The problem is even smashing, or in my case called donkey dunking, is a problem. Because when she's laying with this guy, if he comes by for a good, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to do whatever that they do as adults, she's getting the attention that she wants and or needs. Do you understand? So the water is being poisoned and the swamp is rising. So therefore, here's the key. You can tell these modern women who are getting that on the often all you want to lower her standards, be realistic, seek out what makes sense. You have a future. There are 70 to 80% of average men that you're looking over. You can say that to your face is blue, but she's already marked, she's already finagled, she's already touched, she's already manipulated by the types of guys that she wanted to begin with, because she cares to be with them long term, but just giving her a little bit of attention and laying with this woman will make her think that she has the ability to be with this type of guy in her future and possibly long term. Because not only do women think or hope that she can change her man when she gets with them, she has this false expectation that she can also maybe convince or finagle her way into this high value man's life and make her choose her long term. When in fact, most times she does not. Most times he will not take her seriously. Most times it's just a donkey dunk appointment. That's it. And so this guy, thinking that he's doing good for himself because he has a wife at home, or he has, who knows, 2 girlfriends somewhere else, or a committed relationship, whatever that might be. And because he'll go somewhere else and donkey dunk with this strange girl, that his life is okay, that he's a good man, that he's a superior specimen on planet Earth. When he's doing the opposite of what a high value man should be doing. He's doing the opposite of a good leader. He's doing the opposite of a good example of what men should be, because he's spoiling the waters and making it worse. He's not making it better. Let me tell you what, and I'm not saying that I'm a high value man. That's not what I'm saying. I'm going to tell you what it really means to be a leader, what it really means to be a decent dude who's an icon, and who's this man who many people can look up to. Let me change my wind visor. Fix this real quick so you can hear me loud and clear. Now, here it is right here. When I myself, now I'm not trying to say I am the leader, I am the guy to look up to. I'm just giving an example and apply that to what I just said about these other men who are having their fun, to have their cake and eat it too, but yet they think they're doing good. I don't go into the strip clubs. Do you understand? I don't sign up for OnlyFans. I don't have OnlyFans and all that crazy stuff. I don't do Plenty of Fish. I don't pay any woman $1 for any type of sexual flavors at all. Flavors. I said flavors. I guess you can call it that, or favor. Flavors. That's funny. I don't. Because I don't, I don't condone that behavior. even if it's for short-term pleasure, even if it has something to do with me just enjoying myself. In the process of enjoying myself as a man, I would not be doing anything but making the environment worse. Do you understand what I am saying? It would completely, listen, it would completely, let's put it like this. Let's say that I wanted a fourth girl, but this fourth girl isn't going to be my companions like they are, right? And I meet this girl, let's just say in New Jersey every now and then, whenever I'm in town, and I just want to just, have a 30-minute session with her and just go on about my way before going back to other places where I originate at. Okay? But yet I'm on YouTube and other social media platforms telling you as men to be to have control over your veneer sausage, have control over yourself, and talking about how women need to apply themselves to virtue, to apply themselves to have something to offer their men, and to have a sense of morals and self-control for herself. If I'm saying all this and all these discussions that I've been having up until now, that means if I'm doing this with this girl up in New Jersey somewhere, I'm contradicting myself. That means I deserve for the world to kick my ass and tell me that I am a liar and a fake. Because I can't tell you to be a good, decent, strong, alpha type of man and also find women who are virtuous if I'm destroying the environment myself. Because if I think I can go around and lay with any woman that I want to lay with just because it's an itch and just because she's available, check this out. This woman eventually is going to be somebody's girlfriend later on down the road in one way or the other. It may be short term. She may not be a wife, but she's going to be with some other guy eventually. Or she's going to want to get married, or she's going to want to settle down. She's going to want to do something with her life. And I've just become a notch in her belt. Or you can say a wrinkle on her skirt. So I want this same type of woman in the masses, think about it, in the masses, to be virtuous, to have self-control, to find a good man, to saddle up with something that makes sense for her future so she don't have to die alone, right? I'm saying all this, but yet in the masses, I'm destroying them at the same time. That's complete ignorance and it's complete stupidity. And this is what a lot of men think today. If you're going to talk the talk, you need to walk the walk at the same time. You need to be about what you talk about. Don't sit here and try to tell women to provide something, to do something for you, to cook for you, to like I said before, to make your 120%, but yet you're still going out there and you having your fun. You're still acting like you're single. You can still go and get your itch taken care of by two different women. Now, yes, men and women are different. Listen, I'm not contradicting myself. I understand what I've said before. Men and women are different. And yes, when men go out there and they do a donkey dunk, it's almost like just taking a piss. I get that. When men become high value, if they get to that point and they work their whole butt off to be successful, yes, I do get that multiple women are going to want to be with him. And you can also say, when you look at it that way, if 50 women are chasing after this guy and they're willing to be passed off as a pastime, you can easily say it's her fault for being a willing 3 or 4. You could say that. We can blame her as much as we want to. We can say, well, she put herself in that position. She knew he was a high value man. You know, she knew that she wasn't going to have a chance in hell to be this man's wife. We can say that till our face is blue. Once again, it's going to be bouncing off of the wall, and we're not going to get nowhere because it's not generally her fault for that. It is he who is accepting her to continue to destroy herself or to continue to go down the wrong path. Instead of, see, the job of a man, specifically a real man, a leader, here again, is to lead the future, is to be an example for the future. And the example comes with self-control and condoning good behavior, not bad behavior. Listen, before I decided to just deal with my 3 companions that I love dearly, there were other girls that used to want to be with me because of them and just want to be with me regardless of the situation. And they were strippers. They did have a bad path. They were, a couple of them wanted to be, they called themselves OnlyFans models. And they wanted me to support them. Do you understand? They wanted me to be in the shadows in the strip club while they continue to get their bag. Now, let me tell you how it all went down. Let me tell you how I dealt with that situation. I told you I don't go to strip clubs. Never did, never will. Not interested in it. You can try it as you will. I don't need to go there. Okay? But she wanted me to be there to support her. So what I did for this girl, because she was readily, she was available. She wanted to donkey dunk and put it down because she thought that she was going to be able to utilize her lady parts to deceive me or manipulate me into a relationship or to take her serious. So a night came where I decided to speak with this girl at a dinner and discuss her matter and discuss future situations. And she was going on and on and on and on about, if you support me, I can do this. I need money to do this. If you help me over here, and we can be a good team, and we can be a power couple, and we can make money, we can shovel stuff in. So I was drinking at the time at the table. One of my drinks, it was tea, as it always is. But this time it was iced tea. And I moved it aside. And I said, wait a minute, wait. This is what we're going to do. This is not what you're going to do. Let me tell you what we're going to do. Okay? What you need to do, what you should do, ma'am, is this is not the career path you should be taking. And I cannot and I will not take you serious into a further relationship because what you're doing is going to hurt you. And I'm not here to control you. I'm here to help you because I don't want you to hurt yourself any further. I like you as a person, and maybe we could have been a great relationship had you not lived this lifestyle or become so interested in living this lifestyle. To cut the chase, I simply told her that I was not going to support her. I wasn't going to be a sugar daddy. I'm just saying that because some people might think that's a sugar daddy situation. I wasn't going to set her up to continue to hurt herself. I wasn't going to give her money for anything unless she was hungry. That's a different story. I mean, there we was at dinner, so there you go. But I wasn't going to be a provider for her continual downfall. Do you understand? Even if the donkey dunk was before me. See, let me tell you something, and since we're discussing this as adults, the problem is a lot of men think that they are actually men. They think they're doing good for themselves, and they think they are allowed to basically destroy a woman's life by condoning their bad behavior because they're getting something out of it. They will do these things just to continue to procure her as a sexual interest, or this girl he can keep coming back to when he has this itch. You understand? When he needs to go and get his pleasure, he can call her up, because she's in his back pocket, probably even literally. So they're not going to tell these women the truth. They're not, or you women, they're not going to tell you that you're destroying yourself and that they don't agree with what you're doing. They're just going to keep you holding on for dear life as you're destroying yourself and making bad decisions, because they're getting the booty in the end. So just like her and many other women, I've denied them of destroying themselves, even at the cost of not seeing them again, not talking to them again, and missing out on a sexual opportunity. Because that sexual opportunity may last for a night or two, or however long that we want to do it on a constant basis. But her future is what's going to be destroyed. Even more so when I already know instinctively that I'm not going to take her serious. I'm not going to marry her, and we're not going to be in a long-term relationship. So what kind of a man would I be if I'm preaching to everyone to have some sort of morals and virtue and take care of themselves and do what's right according to the society, if I'm the number one devil interrupting these women's lives and making bad decisions because I think I can, and I'm the mandinga to do so? That's silly. It's very, very, very silly. See, the majority of American men, they got a scarce mindset. They act like they'll never get the poon poon again. So what they'll do is they will lie, they will scheme, they will deceive, they will abuse, and they will misuse in order to continue to get the poon poon. Listen, even at the cost of this girl's future, even at the cost of knowing that she is destroying herself, or she's not going to have much to offer her next boyfriend in the future. Some men just want to get it in because it's their turn, instead of being the road that's going to have a roadblock or that's going to have a speed bump. Being that guy who's going to wake her up. Be that guy who's going to be different. Be that guy who's willing to let her go and lose. See, men are always chasing after the poom poom, and because they are doing that, they don't care what the girl does to herself. Well, she's a grown adult. She makes decisions on her own. She shouldn't be a 3 or 4. No, she shouldn't be a single mom. She shouldn't be doing this. She shouldn't be doing that. But then he's not accountable for condoning her for doing that. 90% of them are doing her that way. So he's joined the herd. So these men watch these girls make bad decisions with their life and their body. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he's actually partaking in the making of a bad future that she's going to have to encounter eventually. He's making it. He's going on along with her. So doesn't that make him, it makes him rotten, as a matter of fact. It makes him rotten, and it makes him a self-defeating mammal. A decent man, a man who's trying to bring in a future, a positive future for the next generation. Instead of saying, I'm going to get mine, you got to get yours. I'm going to get mine, you can get yours. Instead of having this dumb mindset, you understand? What he needs to be doing, are most men, turn it down. Tell her, no, I don't want it. I'm not buying you. I'm not paying for it. I'm not condoning bad behavior. You can do it, but you can't do it over here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Do you comprehend? So therefore, those handful of women continue to go down the rabbit hole of destruction, and she thinks she can have the pick of high value men for the rest of her life. She thinks that her world, which is full of Disney fairy tales and lies, is going to last forever, because there's endless amount of dumb blue pill betas supporting her bad behavior. Some men call themselves men, but they're actually boy in sheep clothing. That's what they are. Yeah, I said boy in sheep clothing, not sheep's and boys clothing. No, you can reverse it all you want to. However you put it, they're damn near ridiculous. But yeah, they're the very ones that jump on social media platform on certain bandwidths discussing female nature, but yet they're destroying their nature all the same and not helping them. The opportunity that you should get as a man is to install knowledge, wisdom, and opportunity to change their life, not make it worse. When I have encountered women on the often, it was always a teaching moment. Now, I wasn't always serious. There's a way of doing it without making it a drawn out conversation. You know, because I'm always a funny guy and I'm good enough to be around. Of course, I got 3 companions. There's something that I got that I'm doing right. Something. But I've had to explain to these girls that I am saying no, and I'm not going to provide you with a broken future where you can continue hurting yourself because I don't agree with that lifestyle. And because I don't agree with that lifestyle, I am not even going to partake in it. You're going to have to clean and fix yourself and make a better decision, because when that roadblock comes, when you are in a dire straight future, when the winter is here and you are suffering, I'm not going to be the reason why you can't peer bond with another man. I'm not going to be the reason why you think you can be with a decent guy or a guy who's like me, because I know there's plenty of men who they're not like me. As a matter of fact, if she's giving herself to me and I'm also giving myself to her, why would I give myself to her if I know that she's living a bad life, or she is on the verge or the path of 3 or 4ism? Why? Because that would mean I'm giving her something that she don't deserve, and I'm also giving her something that's going to give her a standard or a high expectation that she's not going to reach and she's not going to get later on in her life. She's going to be seeking for a man like myself, and I will not be found, because I'm not going to take a woman who's distorting herself, who's messing around with OnlyFans, who's stripping on the internet, who's getting paid for her bodily services. I'm not going to take them serious. So if there's a man like me in the future that she comes across with those same morals and aspects, which may be plenty of them, she's not going to understand why they don't want to take her serious. So I am going to be the one, when I have the opportunity and meet this girl on her path to destruction, I can be the one to raise the red flag and say, "Ma'am, you're going the wrong way. Ma'am, don't do this. Ma'am, I care about you enough to tell you, listen, thank you. I know you want a donkey duck. I know you want this from me, but I can't give it to you, because you're not on the path to deserve it. You're not on the path of success. You're not on the path that's going to help you. Therefore, instead of being a notch on her belt, I am more of a message and a warning that will help her. So therefore, if she do stumble and hurt herself, she can never say no one did not try to help her." There's not too many men doing that. There's not too many men trying to help women. They're too busy trying to get in their panties instead of trying to get in their head and steer them in the right direction like a good damn man or a leader like they're supposed to be. A lot of women in America or the West are having troubles, and they are struggling with finding decent men who have the potential to be a leader, because most of them are not. Most of them are just boys learning themselves, and they haven't even discovered peach fuzz yet. They don't even understand what leadership is all about. So therefore, they have to deal with their struggles on their own and figure out why they're not getting decent relationships or finding men who want to just come and go. They got to figure it out the hard way, because there's no real man who's discussing the issues with her. So therefore, if she still continues down that path, she will at least understand someone said something. That's what it means for a man to be of some sort of virtue or internally a high value man, regardless of his finances. He can be worthy enough to be sought after as a leader or a guiding light if he's actually guiding people in the light of knowledge, in the light of forbearance and understanding. But if he, like 70% of the westernized, redundant, panty-wearing men, are just only concerned about getting their vanilla sausage wet, America's not going nowhere. Y'all not going nowhere when it comes to relationship. I'm going to get off this audio because I have more to go. And this has been a blast. There was 2 questions I've answered, but there's much more. But I have to end it here because I got some things I'm going to have to take care of. And until next time, you know who this is. This is yours truly, Leon C. Morpheus. And more enlightenment and more empowerment for you.